I felt up my friend in my sleep. My wife won't talk to me. Some backstory. Sometimes I 29M wake up in the middle of the night and I am having sex with my wife 28F. I don't remember the foreplay, I don't remember getting hard, I don't remember getting on top of her, but I wake up and I'm mid-thrust inside her. She tells me that I am the one that initiates it and that I get super sensual with my touching, but I have no memory of it ever happening until I wake up and I'm inside her. Cut to this weekend, I'm on a camping trip with some friends, 2 guys and a girl. My wife does not like camping, so she did not go. The girl is a platonic friend, I can't stress that enough, I have zero attraction to her. We all shared a tent because that's what you do when you camp, and the sleeping arrangement was friend 1, friend 2, me, and Taylor 27F we'll call her. I have camped with them all on numerous occasions in the same sleeping arrangement and nothing has ever happened before. We all had been drinking around the campfire and eventually went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night with my sleeping bag unzipped, her hand on my crotch, and mine on her ass as she was kissing my neck. I was instantly awake and recoiled, got out of the tent and sat by the fire for the rest of the night. The 2 guys were passed out drunk, they had more than Taylor and I, so they had no idea what had happened. Taylor came out and tried to talk to me. I was terrified and in shock. She told me that I had been rubbing up on her and making her feel good, and then she turned around and tried to reciprocate. I asked her why and she said she thought that's what I wanted. I didn't sleep that night and went home the next day and told my wife what happened. She blew up, accused me of cheating on her and that she was leaving me. I've tried calling her the past few days and she won't answer, she is staying with her sister. We haven't spoken since Saturday. She won't give me the time to explain what happened. What do I do? Edit for clarity, though we had been drinking, I was by no means drunk. This isn't a, I blacked out and then came to while I was on top of her, kind of thing. It was not a means to cheat on my wife with Taylor. I do not find Taylor attractive at all. At all. We have camped together 20+ times and this has never happened before. I honestly had no idea what was happening until I woke up. Update. Before I get into the update, there are some things I want to say. For those of you who accused me of cheating on my wife deliberately and attempting to rope Taylor, you guys are just discs. I did not grope Taylor on purpose and I did not know that it would happen. I was not aware of what was going on and I had no control over what I was doing at that point in time. I would never grope or touch anyone without their consent. I don't think you understand how terrifying it is to wake up with someone who isn't your wife grabbing your crotch and having no idea what is going on. Couple that fear and confusion with the immense guilt I had because I was the one who apparently initiated it. It made me want to fucking die. So thanks for that, people, I really appreciate it. To those who actually had helpful advice and actually tried to put themselves in my shoes, thank you very much. Here's the update. I spoke with my doctor and he says it sounds like I do have sexomnia, but he is not too familiar with it. As far as he knows, there's no real cure and there isn't really a treatment for it, but he said he was going to refer me to a psychiatrist/psychologist and they would help me. He told me they might try me on some antidepressants to attempt to curb it from happening again. I found a blog about sexomnia and that actually really helped me better understand what I have and how to deal with it. The guy does a really good job of explaining the guilt and all the emotions I felt after all of this happened. I managed to talk to my wife and things are good now. She wasn't contacting me because she needed time to herself and space to sort it all out in her head. She didn't want to say anything else that she would regret later and she felt bad for her initial reaction. She knows me, she trusts me, and we have a great relationship. This is the first hiccup I can ever remember us having in the 9+ years we have been together. After I told her what happened, she went to the darkest possible timeline and thought the worst. I can't blame her for her initial reaction because one of the biggest deal breakers for either of us is infidelity. She came home the night I posted the original thread and I apologized up and down about putting myself in that spot to begin with, but she actually put me at ease and said she didn't blame me for it because she too never thought that my sleep sexing would be an issue. She read up on sexomnia while at her sister's and realized I wasn't trying to cheat on her, I was not in control of my body at the time, I stopped the moment I became lucid, and I immediately let her know what happened. The biggest problem from this whole thing was the fact that we never took my sexomnia as something that was serious. When it would happen, we just assumed it was because of a sexy dream I was having and thought of the whole thing as something quirky that I did every once in a while, not an actual sleep disorder that could have serious risks associated with it. So for those who said I was a known sleep fucker, well no, it wasn't known, we just thought it was something weird I did every once in a while. Tell me I'm making excuses all you want, tell me I'm a piece of shit for putting people at risk, tell me that I'm deflecting blame, I really don't care. It's like having diabetes without knowing it and then getting sick when you eat a candy bar. Yeah, hindsight shows that there was an issue when you were peeing all the time, you were losing weight and you were constantly tired, but if you aren't aware of diabetes you don't actively think you have diabetes. My wife and I were both ignorant of the entire condition. The idea that I could do it to someone other than my wife had never crossed either of our minds because it happened so rarely and we didn't know it was anything legitimate. If either one of us believed that it was an actual risk, I would not have been in a tent with anyone. Now we obviously know better. Live and learn. One of the biggest reasons I got shit in the last thread was because I had the audacity to sleep in a tent with a woman. My wife knew of the sleeping arrangements, and was completely fine with it. Like I said in the last thread, we had camped that way many times and it had never been an issue before this past weekend. However, there was a separate incident on another camping trip that I was not previously aware of. It turns out that I had apparently started caressing one of my buddies on an earlier camping trip and he didn't tell me. He told me that when I did it he elbowed me in the gut and I then rolled over and went to sleep. I had no idea that it happened and he never mentioned it before because he thought I was just trying to fuck with him. So it seems like my sexomnia doesn't discriminate. For those who said I was stupid for sleeping next to a woman, that is not the case. I was stupid for sleeping next to anyone who is not my wife. I will never put myself in that situation again. As for Taylor, I got a conversation going with her on Facebook. In it, I apologized for the incident and I went into some detail about why what happened. She said that she was already aware of the fact that I do stuff in my sleep because my wife had made jokes about it in the past. While I did apologize, I still told her that the way she handled it was inappropriate and that I will not be camping with her or associating with her any longer. I asked her if she had feelings for me and she said that she didn't think so, but she got lost in the moment. She took responsibility for her actions and admitted what she did was wrong. She was very understanding of the whole thing, was very remorseful, and agreed it was best to stay away. As far as friend breakups go, it was very mutual and mature. We both owned up to our mistakes and we are no longer associating with each other. It's for the best. My wife eventually read the conversation and it reinforced my version of the story and the series of events that I described to her, so that made her happy and reinforced that I wasn't lying. It sucks because she was one of our best friends, but anyone who is willing to cheat with me does not need to be in our lives. Some might say that that's not fair to her and that if I hadn't attempted to sleep sex her then everything would be fine. I disagree. She was willing to go through with it when I was willing to go through with it. She obviously was feeling something I was not, and I don't need to associate with that. If I have learned anything from this incident, it's that I can't be surprised if a bomb goes off while I'm holding a flame to a fuse. Removing myself from her life is the best course of action for all parties involved. Taylor isn't my wife, so she is not my priority. So all in all, things are alright. I am trying to move forward, as is my wife. Things are looking up. We haven't scheduled couples counseling or anything yet, but I have suggested it and am a willing participant if my wife wants to consider it down the road. She seems to already be pretty forgiving, so I think that we're good. I am seeing the psychiatrist/psychologist next week. So for those who actually helped and gave me constructive advice instead of attacking me, thank you.